Hi guys, hope you're doing well. I've just gone through my second master account, my main account on the NASCAR 9-hole cup. Again, using free-to-play balls only, so it's basically 1 Berserker and 8 Kingmakers. That's what I've used on both accounts, so nothing other than those. And tweaked a couple of things, still a little bit of work to be done, but I did shoot another -12, very, very close to a -13. So I've got here the best shots from each account. So you can work out a couple of tweaks. Quite a lot of it is pretty good to go and very, very safe routes on the par 3s to get you a guaranteed birdie. So definitely worth considering if you would like to play free to play. And of course you can use this as a basis. You can then upgrade onto some premium balls as well if you wish. So I'm going to talk you through each hole in turn with my adjustments. Let's go with hole number 1. Okay, we need a Berserker for hole number 1. APOC level 5 plus, stretch out just at max before you go into overpower. Red ring touching the rough on the right. Then I'm going 2 backspin, 2 right spin. I would suggest for wins like this one, 14.5, actually take half a bar of backspin off. But anything over 15 I would go with 2. Adjust max plus 20. Then once we are done adjusting, push right up to max distance. And then we take our shot. No overpower, but just the curl as shown here. Look at the left edge of the ball, just touching the edge of the arrow there on the right. Hit perfect. Although minor great left, minor great right, still going to be okay. Bounces very, very nicely and rolls up. Obviously, with a little bit less backspin, this one would have been on the fringe or the green. However, this is perfectly manageable. End Bringer School chip from here. So stretch out to max, vertical camera angle, and look at where the pin is. So max, the target there is at 100%. I judge the pin here to be about 40%, so I play 40% on the slider, 20% elevation. No spin, ball guide to hole. This one comes out at 7.9 rings. And then you've just got to hit perfect here and we get a very easy eagle to start. So look at the wind strength on your drive. Like I said, lower winds, just take a bit of backspin off, but you've got a very, very safe eagle here on hole number 1. Hole 2, this is my second attempt at the rocket. There is of course a rough bump here, but I'm trying to get something close with the rocket, if not just a safe birdie. So I here go with 7.5, 7 3/4 bar of backspin. Red ring touching the rough. No side spin, although I do believe we don't need to offset because we do miss right again here. My adjustment here is mid plus 15. I did try mid 20 but missed too far to the right even though the bounce was safe. So this was mid 15, however I do believe we just need a little bit of a tweak here. We miss right even with a perfect. The problem here is getting a decent bounce and the fairway is inconsistent. So for me with a Kingmaker, just a standard rocket backspin, take the birdie and run. Hole number 3 now. This is a little bit tricky with free to play, but you do have some room for error on the second shot. I'm going with the Thor's hammer here for the ball guide. You can just see the ball guide flickering there. There is a slope towards the end of the fairway there. You can roll down into the rough. So here I go 5 top and 3 right spin. And just look where the second bounce is if you're replicating here. We've got no plus yardage to look at. The adjustment I do here is mid distance plus 10. And I just want to safely lay up here. I don't want to risk rolling into the rough. Minor great right. I hit great right both times on this drive. But both of them are okay. As you can see, there is a slope there. I'd rather be there than kind of risking the rough. 300 yards, you're going to be okay. Now, second shot actually does go in the rough here, but I do want to use it because it's very valuable for the third shot if you need to save it. I'm going with hardly any top spin here. The problem here is that the green is uphill at the beginning and the wind is pushing the ball against the direction. So, you know, it's going to check up the ball guide. So I would go with a bar probably a bar and a half of topspin. I was short on both of my attempts on this one. So like I said, I'd rather go a little bit longer than short. However, as you will see on the third shot, if you do end up in the rough or even the sand, you've got a very, very easy save for an eagle. And, you know, I've made it out of the rough both times. If I can do that twice, I've no doubt in any of you guys being able to do it as well. A little bit of curl, just got to watch we don't clip the rough here. That is fine, but as you can see, we lack pace. So a little bit more run on the ball would be okay, and it will funnel down nicely to the pin. If you do go wrong like me, here's what you need to do. I've made this shot twice. There are quite a few funnels on the green here. I go for this one, and it's no spin, but just move the ball guide around. You can see there's an area where it really doesn't move that much. And look, there's hardly any flight time in the air, so just a fraction of an adjustment here, if that. I just aim slightly high of pin, but still the ball guide's in the cup. As you can see there, just taking it to the top edge. But, you know, being uphill, like I said, it's hardly in the air. And you've got a very good chance of saving it here. I did actually manage to hit perfect, which amazed me. But we got it in, and still a very, very manageable eagle, even though we're saving it here on hole number 3. Hole 4, played a couple of attempts here. First attempt to use too much backspin. And a big shout out to Michael Wadima in chat. He has dropped this adjustment, but I think my start point was wrong. Should be 3 backspin, ball guide through the pin, then add a bit of left spin. I'd say between 1.5 bars depending on the wind strength. However, this comes in too hot, so the adjustment is max plus 10, but may have done a dodgy pull angle, to be honest, on this one. So I would definitely set back a little bit further towards the tee, not too much, but you've got a chance on this one. You've got a chance, if not a very easy birdie. Max plus 10 was the adjustment here. Not a million miles off with the line, but definitely room for some tweaking there. Hole number 5. Drive is pretty straightforward on this one. Using the Thor's hammer for the ball guide. Going with the Cataclysm for the second shot. Plenty of top spin on this one. What do I go with? I go with 6 topspin. The second time I played this actually went with 7 topspin. So if you do have 7, in fact I go with 7 here. 7 topspin. A little click of left spin as well is good. Maybe half a bar, not too much though. My adjustment here is max plus 10. I'm not doing any push up here, just a simple drive to get beneath the trees, other end of the fairway. Now, of course, I'm going with my free-to-play being a complete tightwad with balls in mini tournaments. If the second shot gets a little bit daunting for you, then of course you can upgrade yourself to a power 4, or, you know, power 4 wind resistance ball would be good here. But it's manageable with a Kingmaker. Here's what we need to do. 3 bars of left spin, then plenty of top spin here for the second shot. And we're looking to bounce into the rough and roll out to the green. In the end, I go with 6 bars of topspin. Setting up at max distance here, we are going to need some curl, because look, the wind will push us towards the direction of that big bunker on the right. Adjust here is max 0. Maximum distance, no elevation. Pulling into about 2.5 rings of OP, but because of the wind giving us a bit of a second bounce effect, I go with a little bit more. So I would add 1 ring of overpower and go with half a ball of curl to the left, and then concentrate on hitting perfect. As you can see, we bounce, we hit the rough just a ring from the bunker, so could even go with more left curl, but it rolls very nicely onto the green for an eagle putt. Hole number 6. Now I'm going with Thor's Hammer 7, but Thor's Hammer 6 also works as well. Setting up just before the plus yardage marks go onto the target, so just before plus 0. 4.5 top spin, and going with a couple of bars, like 1.5 to 2 bars right spin, just aim centre fairway on the right. I adjust this one max plus 0, and as you can see we do go into overpower, so just a couple of rings. Minor great left and right have been fine for me. Hit minor great right here. The first one I hit minor great left, still found the fairway. So I'm not going for anything aggressive here. We do get an extra push on the roll here, which I didn't get on the first account, but it's still fine. Just find the centre of the fairway, a nice safe drive, and it's going to leave you a sniper. Now, I missed left on the first account, so I'm offsetting even higher with my ball guide here. But we're still going to miss left. So look where the ball guide is. I would aim at least another square further up the green to the right. At least one square, maybe even a square and a half, 2 squares. Adjustment here is medium distance minus 10% elevation, because we are playing this one as an uphill shot. So mid minus 10. And then obviously with the sniper in master, you've just got to hope for some good timing and get a perfect shot away, which we do. The speed, I'm pretty happy with the speed here. Okay, comes in a little bit hot, so we could modify that as well, but still missing low, so as I said, we do need to aim higher up on that one. Hole number 7 now with sniper. 5.5 backspin. And we're going 2 bars left spin. Red ring touching the rough at plus 3. Adjustment here, I go mid plus 15. Mid plus 15. Now on this account it did take me a little bit more into the bunker, and I do believe this is why we came up short. I would suggest just removing some of the backspin here, maybe go with 5 bars of backspin or 5.2, because look at this, a really nice bounce, but it just catches a dead spot there. Really good line, but we missed 2 squares short. I do like the mid plus 15 adjustment though, so just reduce a bit of backspin there. Hole number 8, again I've made this drive with Thor's Hammer 6 as well. You can go with a bit more topspin. I go with, I think, 6.5 bars topspin, 3 bars side spin to the right. However, with Thor's Hammer 7, put the blue ring touching the rough, not half of the blue ring, because we are too close to the rough here. So just aim your target a little bit more to the left, especially if you are in danger of hitting a great right. Max curl, left edge of the ball touching the inside wall of the adjustment ring to the right. Hit perfect. And you'll see now why I want you to aim slightly more to the left. We are perilously close to the rough, so just give yourself another ring or half a ring to the left with your aim. But around 400 yards you're going to be fine. Now we've got a guardian shot here. I play this one mid-distance with 10% elevation. However, I do believe mid-0 would have been best here. I'm not aiming at the pin because the wind, of course, is going to push us to the left. So it's max backspin. I like the aim here, but I just think we over-adjust this slightly. So I would play mid plus 0. Obviously, longer or shorter drives, I would then play on the slider. Just work your club distance out. But you're going to be using the backspin to bounce, take the slope on the back of the green, and then roll back down towards the pin. There we go. A little bit over adjusted there. We weren't aiming on the fringe. But I do believe a 0% would have come pretty close there for an eagle. Hole 9 to finish then. Going with the rock, 4 bars of topspin only. Just one tweak I would like you to do if you want to try this on the drive. I just back up 1 yard here, just to make it suitable for rock level 8 as well. I adjust this one max plus 10. But what I would think we have room for, and you'll be able to see when you see the replay here, is we do have room to push up to max. We do fall down into the bunker slightly. We've gone to plus 12, and I think a few more yards you will be okay, but obviously you've got to make that decision yourself if you want to push it a little bit harder. That's entirely up to you. Obviously these are only a reference point. But we do seem to have room at least for a few yards of push up there. But either way, 357, is okay. Cataclysm here, go with your longest wood club with the most topspin. And here we're going to go max topspin and 1 bar side spin to the right. I want to be in thorn range for the third shot for a good chance at an eagle. Now just stretching out, just looking at the aim point there with a couple of rings of extra overpower. My adjustment here is max plus 0. As you can see, it takes us into overpower, so I'm going to add that on. You can play a shorter shot here, but you may not be in thorn range, so go with overpower if you are comfortable with it. I think it is worth a go. I go with about 3 or 4 rings here. We do hit perfect. Bounces nicely and just rolls very nicely. If you can get into these shadows, you've got a chance with the thorn, to be honest. Now, as we can't use yardage notes here, you've just got to go with the system and the play that you feel comfortable with. I go with 1 backspin and 1 right spin just to align slightly with the wind. The shot I play here is 80% on the slider, 5% elevation, aiming at the pin. However, we do underadjust this just a little bit. I do think 10% would have been better, or more on the slider. So it's up to you how you want to think about it. You know, everybody has their different methods with the thorn, with elevation and slider. So go with what you feel comfortable with and just use this as a reference. But the speed is good, just a little bit underadjusted. Perfect away, however, even though we missed the eagle here, it's still a very safe -12. Good luck, guys. Hope you do well, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.